Good. Whoop. Big fish, little fish, couple, but I don't know what I'm doing. Hello. Nope,
You're
Harris.
muted, Harris. There you go.
There we go. Oh, see, I threw myself off. I pressed the mic mute button over here, but I also pressed it on the screen. Howdy. Welcome back to SciTrek, your sci-fi TV movie channel. There we go. You already know I said that. There you go. It is what today?
Sci-Fi Sunday.
Y'all
It's
know.
not your sci-fi TV and movie channel anymore.
And
That's
movies.
just 1 week.
No.
And movie. Is that just last week? It's not doing that anymore, are we?
On and off with it, you know?
I like that.
And movie channel. It has to come naturally. The first round might have had it. You don't know. I was muted, you know?
Hey, Mike.
Howdy, everybody. Are you enjoying football right now, Jay? What's going on?
Yes, it was marvelous. We won. No, we didn't. We lost. But it was still fun in that I didn't see it. So I just had to listen to it. So instead of seeing it, I imagined it.
I think that's worse.
I feel your pain. I watched my first American football game of the season, at least NFL-wise, yesterday, and it was just to see my Texans lose. I was like, well,
how do you watch American? Do you know I said I quite like American football. Changed my mind again. It's stupid. The adverts are just constant. It's just like, oh, then put a bit of that advert.
It's annoying. Yeah.
Advert. Oh, I'm going to skip to one side, and then I'm going to get fumbled.
It's like there's some football between commercials.
It's just like, for fuck's sake, just play for 20 minutes, or however long a quarter is. Is it 15 minutes? Is it an hour again? Is it 4 or 15?
It's 15-minute quarters.
Yeah, so
or 15 minutes.
Play for 15 minutes. It's not that hard. And then have a break.
Yeah.
Oh, that's you've got commercial break.
That's why I don't like football. It's too boring. Just like, you know.
I watch the
like a 5-minute break between every play. It gets old.
Yeah. I need to watch the game after when it's edited, when the 3 hours is edited down to just an hour. Mm-hmm. And I'll watch that, and that'll be really good. I cannot watch it. It's just, I've tried. I've really tried. Stupid.
Well, are you watching it at home, or where are you watching it?
What?
Where are you watching it?
In space. What do you think I'm watching it?
Well, you go to the pub and go drink for a couple hours with a few people, and there you go. That changes the whole deal up a little bit.
Don't show American football in the pub.
I wouldn't think so. I wouldn't. Well, you have to go specially request it now.
No. Yeah, I'd be kicked out. They would be like, "How much have you had to drink, sir? Get out!"
It could be worse.
Stupid Liverpool and stupid actually doing quite well this season.
Or just go to an American theme bar. There you go.
Yeah. I am a United fan. I always will be a United fan. Mm-hmm. I don't care if we're shit. I'm still a United. Actually, I'm more aggressively a United fan now than I was 10 years ago when we won everything. Now I'm like a militant United fan. In fact, my wall is slowly becoming a United wall. I've bought a load of pictures and stuff that I'm putting up. I'm becoming really militant about it. I'm sort of like, I'm going to start like getting sticks with Man United logos on and like going to games and like hitting the opposition with it and stuff like that.
That's just like getting scrappy after a couple of years of losing. Just
exactly.
Fight back a little bit.
All fan. You guys don't understand what the British viewership will.
While we're on sports for a second, we won't understand anything that's going on. How was the game yesterday? Did the Thunderbirds win?
No, they did not. So, but they're not very good this year. They really, anyway, they put their all into it, but it's just they're not that good.
Well,
it's fun to go.
All our teams lost yesterday.
Yeah. Detroit Lions lost too, so yay.
I may have been cheering that one just a little. I was like, hey, the Commanders are doing something for a first time maybe ever.
Yeah, sports sucks. So I watched baseball, but halfway through the game I died because it's so long. I aged and died. So I'm not watching baseball again either. America's sports sucks.
Oh, baseball. I thought you said Spaceball. I was trying to figure out what Spaceball was for a second.
Baseball.
Baseball has its own pace to it, for sure.
I'm not a baseball guy. I just...
Ice hockey is really good. We've got a good team in Telford that have got the world record for the most red cards in a game. The entire team and the manager all got red carded. And one of our players, you know that bit in what was it? The golf game when he runs up and the Adam Sandler game. I was just going to have my head.
I almost said Happy Madison. Billy Madison.
The other one. No. Yeah, Happy Gilmore.
Happy Gilmore, the third op.
Bit where I think it was the Goon actually. It might have been the Goon with Sean William Scott, and he takes his skate off and puts it on his boot and tries to punch somebody with it. One of our players actually did that. Come on, Telford Tigers, come on! So yeah, they're actually in the record books. Come on, Telford Tigers, ice hockey's ace. Anyway, why are we here?
Not Slapshot.
Who knows?
No, I think it might have been the Goon.
Well, Trekgate brought up a good idea. Before we move any further, we should say good old happy 30th anniversary to Star Trek Voyager.
All right.
30?
Yeah.
That would make me... Why did you make me so sad in this live? I was 17 when Voyager came out.
I'm not going to... Never mind.
And then Jerry Ryan wasn't in the first 2 seasons, so I'd have been about 19 the first time I... Oh, okay.
Learning some history.
Don't need to finish that sentence. We'll move on. But yeah, no, 30 years, and it's still one of the best. People moan so much.
It's a solid show.
You want to say?
It's a good Voyager. I don't consider Voyager the best, but it's good.
No, Deep Space Nine's the best.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah, I really
like Star Trek Enterprise. What?
No. Wait until you watch Deep Space Nine.
Yeah.
All right.
Enterprise. That's why I'm like, if you like Enterprise, then you're good.
Imagine Enterprise, but more coherent and with better everything.
Yeah.
And that's Deep Space Nine, except for the first 2 seasons.
Yeah, it's a little...
until Cisco shaves his head. Basically, as soon as Cisco shaves his head,
once Worf
comes into it, the Defiant comes into it.
Yeah. The Dominion Wars is really good.
Really good.
So people's hair really changes a lot of things in Star Trek. Somebody shaves their head or not, or Riker grows a beard or not.
Yes.
TNG gets good. Nobody. See, this is why Enterprise never got 7 seasons. Nobody changed their facial hair or did a mohawk or something.
Yeah.
See, Dominic Keating needed his little goatee beforehand.
Yeah. If Trip had done a mohawk. When I was talking to Connor Trenier, right, who played Trip, he actually, because just before the video started, he went, I was introduced to him, sort of thing. He went, you got a mohawk? I'm like, no, I'm just balding there and there. I'm like, you bastard. Fuck you, Connor.
That was the funniest thing ever.
It did make me laugh. I just made an enemy. Connor.
That was in Vegas. Do you remember which con that was? Was that CinemaCon or something like that? Or
it's the Star Trek. Is it? Don't they have a big Star Trek one there?
Oh, the Star Trek
one. Yeah, it was one of the Trek cons.
Yeah.
That was still when it was the Shuttle Pod show. Hey,
Petey. I was having the best time ever at the kind of, I think in point of season 1 of Enterprise, when you essentially have the shuttle pod show and both of them just dying in the freaking pod, messing with each other, trying to keep air, screaming at each other, losing air, so on and so forth. That was a fun episode. This is a podcast right here.
When you get to Regenerations, give me a call because I'm going to have to explain a few things to you.
Someone commented on one of our viewers commented yesterday or 2 days ago on one of our membership streams and said, "I'm glad you're enjoying it, but you're not going to understand anything when it comes to certain important episodes. I'm still pissed about that. I was just laughing. I was like, well, we'll see.
No, we won't see. You won't understand. There won't be. You will have no freaking clue. You'll be watching Regenerations, which is one of the best episodes of Star Trek. Genuinely, I actually think it's generally a brilliant episode of Star Trek, and not just of Enterprise. Star Trek, full stop. And you're not going to understand any of it. You're an idiot.
Maybe it'll make me. Is the temporal freaking war continued anywhere else? Please tell me it is.
No, the temporal war is just through this season, and by that time, it follows all the way through. Really, I genuinely think it was the biggest problem with Enterprise for me. I wish I'd just done a creating the Federation show and kept it focused on that, and forgot about that.
Yeah, I'm watching it. We're like deep in the Xindi stuff, which is okay, but it's kind of getting old.
I just so wish we were going to get the refit. We were going to get the Enterprise refit in the next season, and they'd scrapped it. They should have, at the end of season 4, after the Xindi stuff, they should have come back with a refit, and then I think that would have reignited some interest. So then they could have pushed on Enterprise, and I think, but they didn't. The NX-01 refit is just
so good shows that when they get right around the 5th season, just Enterprise, Falling Skies also just disappeared right after its 5th.
You got to remember, most shows are set up initially for 5 seasons. That's generally the idea. Is you do a 5-season arc. If a show does 5 seasons, is considered to be successful. So I mean, 7 seasons is a big show. Star Trek always did 7 seasons generally. But
what is a night in sick bay?
It's an episode.
I don't remember.
Like a bottle episode, I think.
My favorite thing is in the decon chamber, and they're rubbing all that stuff into each other. Mainly when it's T'Pol, I have to admit. When T'Pol is getting stuff rubbed into her, I'm there. From a science point of view, I'm thinking how interesting that is.
From a science point of view,
contaminating each other with basic gel.
Science is forefront on your mind, I'm sure.
Very much so. Coming up with new hypotheses is Everyman.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm going to be in there. For me.
What up here? Voyager didn't have any decent episodes like Deep Space Nine or even The Next Generation. Agreed or not?
No, he's wrong.
Yeah. Year of Hell is great.
I'm not a big fan of Year of Hell. For me, Scorpion was up there with anything best.
Of course, that's when a certain someone joins the show also.
Yeah, okay. So, Jerry Ryan turned up, and I might have been a bit like, hello, Jerry, you're 7 of 9, you love me. But it's just a brilliant episode. The thing with Voyager, it's different to Deep Space Nine, is Deep Space Nine had some really good it had a really good story arc and everything that went through. Voyager's story arc was them trying to get home. And I tell you what as well, the best season finale or series finale of anything was Voyager's. Voyager's final 2 episodes were excellent. Deep Space Nine, their final 2 episodes, their final episode was a bit shit. It was the 2 episodes before that with the end of the Dominion War that were better. And For All Good Things is okay, but the Voyager final 2 episodes are excellent. And Enterprise's final episode is a bone of contention with fans, we'll put it that way. But they didn't actually know they were getting cancelled until 2 weeks before they filmed it, so they rewrote it to make it as a series finale. But
damn.
Yeah, Jonathan Frakes is a kick in for that. Scorpion's a really good episode. There are really good episodes of Voyager, but it's more that the characters are brilliant, and we got
the Doctor. Yeah.
Voyager's Janeway,
the medical emergency.
Yeah,
Voyager's Janeway, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Robert Picardo is the EMH. Chakotay, who's now a little tinker and no one's allowed to talk to him anymore, is in it. Obviously 7 of 9. A Tuvok, who you'll see in when you get around to Picard eventually. You'll see Tuvok again. But He did in other movies as well.
Mhm.
One of the movies.
I swear I just saw the message. There it is. Not only that, every show Scott Bakula is in gets binned. That seems to be kind of a recurring thing.
Yeah.
And Trekgate said close to 100 gets syndication, Enterprise in 98, Quantum Leap at 95, both canceled too soon. What else has Scott Bakula done?
What?
Quantum Leap, and then he was on NCIS New Orleans.
Oh, so he was in NCIS for a bit. Okay.
Yeah,
New Orleans.
Yes, New
And
Orleans.
then there was something called like some other show about old men or something. I can't remember the title of it, but it was like a TNT show. But
I
anyway,
can barely think of him in anything since Enterprise. Now, obviously, I'm not super familiar, but I don't know how he got past Enterprise either.
For years.
Yeah.
He needs some food. I want to pin him down and feed him. He's sickly skinny. I'm like, have a burger. I'm gonna have a burger.
The best thing I've ever seen him in, I think, still, which I'm waiting for, like a really, really, really badass episode of Enterprise where I'm like, okay, officially, it beats the funny. It is my favorite Scott Bakula episode I've ever seen of anything.
Yeah.
Because the episode he is in, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, is the funniest thing ever.
Yeah, it is funny.
It's so funny. It's bad. I shouldn't even try to explain it right now, but it is hilarious, and you'll ought to check it out.
I thought I heard it was What They Do in Shadows or something. He was in once too. I don't know for sure about that.
I don't remember.
I'm Googling this right now.
Oh no! Wait a second.
Bakula and Dracula.
Yeah, he was in one of the last season, not the last season, the season before. He was in the 4th season.
That's a show I gotta watch. I watched the movie.
Sure he was.
Oh, yeah. He's on the laptop for a second. I was trying to think of what vampire he popped up as or something. He's literally just on a Zoom call on a laptop with a vampire, just saying, "Hey."
Yeah, he's one of the celebrity vampires, isn't he? Yeah,
just hanging out. I love
but
that.
When I remember hearing that Scott Bakula had got was going to be the captain of the new series of Enterprise, and I was just like, that is brilliant. And he was really, really good in it. I love the bit when he gets transported for the first time and he genuinely like checks himself. That was so funny. It's really good.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't realize he was an American Beauty.
Huh, was he?
And Chuck. Howdy, Melvin.
Loved Chuck.
I haven't watched much of Chuck.
But
everything I've seen
First season of Chuck is excellent. I did a comment on the other day about shows that I rewatch every few years. And obviously there's the Stargate and Firefly, but for me as well, it's like Boston Legal with William Shatner and James Spader, and I watch that every couple of years, and I just binge it. And I'm rewatching Leverage with Timothy Hatton at the moment.
I watched that. I mean, I don't think the whole series, but yeah, I liked it.
I know that's one of those series I will rewatch every couple of years just because I love it. This is a great show. I think the first season of Chuck might be up there as well, but it is a show I'll watch every so often. I watch every few years. Do you guys have shows like that you sort of like that you go to every couple of years?
Oh yeah.
Like what? So Star Trek is probably my main one. Watch through. I'm in the middle of doing a watch through right now of kind of my husband and I have like all three. Well, the big three, the proper three. Yeah. Well, I finished TNG. We're on like DS9, Voyager, and Enterprise right now. Kind of cycling through,
Very good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do Deep Space Nine. I don't watch all of them, though. I don't binge them. There's just too many episodes. But I'll watch my favorite episodes every few years. Voyager the same. I'll watch my favorite episodes. Mm-hmm. And then there's probably about 15 or 20 episodes of both that I rewatch just over and over again. So I think I don't do like a full sit through very often.
That's kind of the way I do my rewatches and read treads of things. Like, all right, because I'm so obviously anal about chronology with the whole chronological Trek stuff going on here. So whenever I get on something, I'm like, okay, well, now I got to watch it all the way through. Like, this informs this. So now I'm like, my brain's on that. And I just want that little box ticked at the end of the day, you know? So I'll just pick my favorite episodes on, like, It's Not Always Sunny in Philadelphia, Clone Wars, whatever. A lot of things I grew up on. The things I come back and watch every year, I feel like, or two. One will make a lot of sense. The others, I don't know if y'all ever watched, but you should. It's not your typical programming, but it is quite great. I watch Avatar: The Last Airbender once a year, of course. 3 seasons of just greatness. And it's my childhood. I grew up on it. And it's
only been 1 season. What you're about, the cartoon, of course.
Yeah, the cartoon. Super well written, especially for a cartoon, and I grew up on it. Just, hits all the beats you want it to. But then I also grew up, the one show I wasn't allowed to watch growing up that I saw as a cartoon, but it was definitely an adult animated cartoon, and my parents were right to say, you shouldn't watch it. But every time they went to bed and I'm still awake, it was on. The Boondocks is the best show ever. I love that show so much, and I will watch that show probably 2 times a year just because I'll have a friend that's like, I've never seen it, and you're watching 6 episodes right there. It's 2 hours right there. But no, it's those 2 are my go back to backs.
Justified with Timothy Oliphant as well. That's another show I watch every few years.
Oliphant, great.
Yeah,
you think he's going to be in the Mando and Grogu movie?
Sorry?
Do you think he'll end up being in the Mando and Grogu movie?
Yeah, I think so. That's what they felt like they were building it up towards, isn't it? And what's the project he's doing next? He's got something big coming up, isn't he?
Aren't they doing a Deadwood revival, or am I crazy?
He's doing a what, sorry?
A Deadwood revival?
No, he's down for. He's appearing in something quite big, and for the life of me, can't remember what it is. Where's my phone? Oh, I haven't kept my phone to hand. I've left it over there. He was announced.
Oh, he's in Alien Earth, Havoc.
He's in Alien Earth. He's in
season 2 of Beef.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
no, Alien Earth. That's what he's in.
Wait, is he one of the main? He has to be one of the main characters in that. No shit.
He is one of the bigger characters, yeah. I watched Romulus again, by the way, the other night when you finally let me get off the live. I loved it. Do you know what I watched? I watched Highlander 2 last night just to see if it was as bad as I remember. It's much worse.
Oh no.
It's so bad.
Was that the one that has like Genghis Khan in it or something?
No, it's the one where they all be aliens.
Oh, okay. I don't remember. Have I seen Highlander? If I have, I don't.
I don't think I have.
I gotta watch it because I don't remember.
Sean Connery, it's one of Sean Connery's biggest paydays, and he's barely in it. The only bits of the film that are tolerable is when Sean Connery's in it. Other than that, it's completely it's awful. It's incoherent. It makes no sense. There's a bit of Queen music, but you can tell they haven't quite got the rights because there's not much. And the end bit again makes no sense at all. It's basically the ozone layer was depleted, so they've developed this shield to protect the Earth. And then they realize that the shield has actually done its job and the ozone layer is replenished. So, but they can't turn it off. And there's not enough power on the Earth to turn it off. And there's this beam that goes up. So the Highlander steps into the beam and sort of puts his arms out and goes, ah! And it deactivates the beam.
Yeah.
Don't know why.
There's not enough power to turn it off?
There's not enough power to turn it off without destroying the Earth. Don't know why. And the alien overlords. The alien overlords, right? So basically, they were an alien species, but the Highlander didn't know this. And when he first died and became the Highlander, he'd forgotten. He noticed. Ramirez knew, apparently, but he'd forgotten. So they were banished from this planet after they tried. I think
we got to do a watch through.
Yeah, they've been banished from this planet and sent to Earth. They're mortal. It says 2 or 3 times, right, that they're mortal on the planet that they come from, but they're immortal on Earth. And I'm like, this is supposed to be a punishment. But they haven't grown old on the planet either. So even though they say you'll be mortal on the planet, then it's not. But anyway, so they seem to have forgot that. So like there's a General Zod character.
Oh God.
And he basically. So the Highlander has grown old. He's an old man. But because this emperor, this general guy, sends 2 more to the planet to kill him, he becomes the Highlander again. So because there's more immortals again, so he's not the only one left, sort of thing. And he keeps saying, "I have no intention of going back to Earth." And it says in the film, you have a choice when you win and you get the quickening, that you can either stay on Earth and grow old, or you can come back. And he obviously chosen to stay on Earth, and so the general had no reason to send these other aliens. The other aliens make him young again. And then the general comes and Highlander tells him, "I wasn't going to anyway." The whole film is pointless. It's so bad. You can tell how bad it was because my V came up then. And when my blood pressure goes up, I get a V. It's so bad.
That'll be my first watch party, watching that movie.
There we go.
Honestly, right. If you've never seen it, so we'll watch Highlander, and then we'll watch Highlander 2, right? And you'll go, and the Highlander will be like, "What a brilliant movie! I love that. I love the, little story on the mom and all this sort of thing. Oh, it's fantastic." And now we're Highlander 2. This will be great. What are they on about? What? They're aliens. It's really bad. And Sean Connery comes back. There's no clever plot twist. When they're on the planet and they're about to get sent, Sean Connery basically says, "If you need me, call my name and I will come. I will find you. Wherever you
Heimdall?
are, I will find you." Sorry?
Is he Heimdall now?
Apparently. So, Highlander is in trouble, so he shouts, "Ramirez, my friend." There's a bolt of lightning, and Sean Connery appears.
They obviously just pretended that movie didn't exist. Because in the series, I watched the television series too. Never any mention of that at all.
No, they're all aliens. Yeah, they retcon that quite quickly. But no, if there's any, an argument for like having a reboot, it's just if the sequels and the series ruin. Actually, to be fair, the series was quite good. Raven was a bit boring, but I actually quite like the series. But if a series and a sequel ruins a franchise, you should be allowed to do a hard reboot. 40 years after the show's made or the film is made, that should be the thing. Or what's a generation? 30 years. So you're allowed to wait 30 years. There should be rules. We should write these things down. As sending to Hollywood producers, you've got to wait 30 years, and the original movie has to have been ruined in some way by subsequent movies or series. And then you're allowed to do a hard reboot, but that's all. That's the only time.
Melvin doesn't like the series either.
I didn't hate it. It got better as it went on. And then, it started quite badly, and then it got quite good, and then it ended quite badly. Really? They ran out of money, and it basically moved to Europe to film it, to do it cheaper, and it got a bit shit again.
Yeah, the last season I don't usually even watch. It's just...
No. Yeah. They filmed it in Holland. The last couple of seasons were filmed in Holland or something. It's not very good.
How many seasons? It was like 4, wasn't it?
3 or 4 seasons, something like that. Yeah. Yeah, they did a couple of TV movies. Highlander 3 is actually not terrible. But it's not good. But it's not terrible.
Okay.
It's not Highlander 2.
Yeah.
Highlander 2 might be. Sometimes you do, what's the best sequel it's ever made? And people go, Terminator 2, and all these ones. You say, what's the worst sequel ever made? Highlander 2 in the conversation. Yeah. I watched all the way through.
Yeah.
I was just chuckling to myself. I was like, no. Sean Connery's killed by a fan, lobs his head off. Don't know why. I don't know why he needed to do it.
Give me an over-under. So the percent you think the percent likelihood you think it'll happen versus the percent likelihood you think it won't happen. An over-under on Henry Cavill's Highlander choosing to go the alien route, but maybe doing it.
Will it be Highlander 2 or Highlander 1?
All of the above. Okay.
I think they might go with the first one. I don't think we need to do percentages on this one, sir. I don't think at any point they're going to say we're aliens. I think they'll go to magic.
Just stick to the fantasy aspect of it.
Yeah, I think they'll go with that.
Mm-hmm.
Because the alien thing didn't make any sense.
No.
6 seasons, I don't remember 6 seasons.
I don't remember.
I think I'm with you, Sarah. I don't think I watched the last one.
Yeah.
But also when they went on to like weird, like middle of the night over here and stuff as well, because it was like I used to watch on the Sci-Fi channel, I think.
Yeah, they used to play it. It was like in that 5 to 7 o'clock in the evening block they would play.
No, it wasn't on any of our main channels over here. I think, like I said, I think it was on the Sci-Fi Network, which was on cable, which was on like channel 120 something. And but I obviously binged all those because I was watching Lex and all shows like that on there, Babylon 5, and so Bravo, and then Sci-Fi Network.
Oh, you said Babylon 5. I think it was Monk earlier. Let's see if I can find it real quick. Said he's got, I have a friend who swears that Deep Space Nine is nothing more than second-rate Babylon 5.
Well, there is an argument to say, actually, that Deep Space Nine was 100% ripped off Babylon 5.
Yeah, that's a thing.
I mean,
JMS sued or something, didn't he?
He tried to sue him.
Yeah.
I don't think he got very far, but he did sue them. And basically, he pitched Babylon 5 about a year before Deep Space Nine came out. Deep Space Nine actually came out a year or two, maybe even 2 years before Babylon 5 came out. But that's just because they got into production quicker or something. It might have even been 6 months, but it came out before anyway. I think. Horrible feeling about this wrong, but anyway. But JMS had actually pitched Deep Space Nine to Paramount execs the year before, but it didn't. Basically, Star Trek were already in the early stages of development for Deep Space Nine, and they'd already said it can't be on a spaceship. We want something different. So they went, okay, we'll do a space station. Other than Babylon 5 and Deep Space Nine are both set on space stations, there aren't many other similarities.
Okay.
There's the whole Shadow War thing is completely different to the Dominion War. You could, if you were going to say it was a copy, it's very, very broad strokes. It would literally be. Do you remember that JMS guy? He had a show about a space station. There was a war. Should we sort of do something like that? And then but that's not copyright. That's shows.
That's just grabbing a general concept.
Thing. But I don't think he won the legal. I don't think he won. They might have settled. I can't remember. But yeah.
Do you think
about that? And I'm just like, no.
Do you think Deep Space Nine is more of a second-rate Babylon 5? I'm just using that terminology. Do you think Deep Space Nine is more of a copy of Babylon 5, or is Stargate Universe more of a copy of Battlestar Galactica?
Stargate Universe was definitely inspired by Battlestar Galactica.
Okay.
Yeah, I would go with that. The Battlestar Galactica, yeah.
But if you actually think about it, Star Trek and Stargate, they're a little bit similar. So the first season of Star Trek is an ensemble cast aboard a starship going off doing adventures. It's just about the exploration, right? There's no real major over story arc. Things about the exploration. Stargate SG-1, you could argue that's kind of what it's thing. Deep Space Nine is a space station and there's a war going on. Stargate Atlantis, it's a station, and I know it's a city or whatever, but it's a bit similar. And then Star Trek Voyager is about a starship lost and they're trying to get home. And I'm like, oh, that sounds a bit like SG. So you can see there's similarities. But TV shows inspire each other. I've spoken to Brad Wright about this. You get inspired by something. You get an idea. You watch an old sci-fi movie and you think, well, that'd make a good episode, but you change it. You do something different. There's loads of examples of that in movies, TV over the years. They get
the easiest one in the world is Star Wars. It's just an amalgamation of some of the best ideas ever put to screen prior to it.
Yeah.
In a different, I mean, to say is basically what what's that original story? There's 7 Samurai. How many times has that been sort of redone and reimagined over the years?
Magnificent 7, Star Wars, so on and so forth.
John Wick said was kind of inspired by it as well, and The Three
Rebel
Amigos.
Moon.
Oh God, Rebel Moon is a straight up remake of the Seven Samurai
So
in space. But
well, good sci-fi real quick. David brought up a good thing while I was scrolling. I saw Scavenger Reign is one I watch every year from now on.
Yeah.
And until they give it a second season, I will watch it 40 times a year.
I'll be back.
It's so good. Real quick. Stop trying to explain it. It doesn't help for Highlander 2. That's great. Okay, real quick. Sarah, did you ever play Stargate Timekeepers?
No, I watched you play it when it first came out. You did a live stream, and I was like, yeah. I just don't have time to play video games. I wish I did, but
yeah, it's screwy. Anyway, Gigwai was saying, I was thinking Fallout is a game they made as a TV series, or made a TV series off of, excuse me. Maybe we need a Stargate video game, which would be epic, and then they can create a new Stargate series based off of the game, perhaps. Or, maybe like some kind of ancillary storyline that could intertwine loosely, something yada yada.
Yeah. Weren't they working on a big game like 12 years ago or something, and then it just never happened? Anyway.
Maybe that's what Time Keepers turned into, or what was turned into from that. I don't know.
Yeah.
But and David's saying it's a great game. That great is relative in this case. Because we're talking about Timekeepers real quick. Gigwise was saying it would be, when did it come out? It came out late 23, I believe, or early 24. I think it was late 23, mid to late 23. But you had a point whenever you said Stargate could use a video game. What word did you use? An epic video game. Timekeepers is anything but epic. It is the furthest thing from epic possible. It is a slow winding click grind. It's so bad.
It's supposed to be strategic, but it's not. Do you know what it felt like? It felt like an old I'm trying to think, like a Super Nintendo game or something. Special effects aren't even that good. The effects aren't even great. It's just bad. It's boring.
I couldn't like a mobile game or a bad mobile game.
It should have been a mobile game. Should have been $2 on everybody's app store. Is what it should have been, not $20 on your computer. It's
not good.
Yeah,
insane.
It's not good.
But the point I think that Gigwise made is still true. Is I feel like Stargate could totally use an epic game. If it had an epic game, a la Star Wars, Jedi Fallen Survivor, Jedi Fallen Order, or Jedi Survivor, both of those two. If Stargate had its version of that, it doesn't matter what timeline. Honestly, you could use video games to explain the timeline between where the shows ended and where we are now. And you could use a multitude of video game series. Obviously, don't bite off more than you can chew, MGM and everybody, but one or two one small series and one big game off of it, those would be really fun, especially video game wise. And you can test the waters for new Stargate series or ideas, both, all of the above. It's a great idea. It's a great idea.
That generally was one of the reasons why Timekeepers happened, was to sort of do that, but then it just turned out to be a rubbish game. That's but one of the reasons why Blue Bricks and stuff has got the Stargate models and things. It's all about just sort of like testing the water. I think if it was without the strike, so the movie would have happened. So they were building all this up, I think, towards doing the movie, and then the strikes happened and they scrapped it, and then a million other things gone wrong. So I think they did all the work to build up towards it, and they just didn't do it. They tripped at the last hurdle.
Yeah.
But that's why they were doing it, to test the water and see if there was still interest, and there was.
Yeah. Come on, Kathleen Kennedy. I mean, Jennifer Salke. Just make a decision, please.
Yeah. Like we were talking, like, how is she still running the thing? But whatever.
I just read it out. Hey, Captain.
He was trying.
Yeah.
We need a good Captain Caveman soon.
I love Captain.
Keith made a great point. At this rate, Amazon would take 10 years to actually decide on what they wanted to make for the game before they actually got into making the game. Well, the maybe not Bethesda themselves, but a company, if not Bethesda, maybe Obsidian or one of these other companies that kind of take the same approach as Bethesda game making. The Indiana Jones game, I've heard only good things about it. I downloaded it and haven't played a lick of it at all yet. I need to sit down and do it, or maybe I don't need to play video games. I haven't decided that part yet. But it would be great to have a company like Bethesda that made things, of course, like Fallout, Interplay, or whatever it was before Obsidian, of course, is the precursor to all that. But Bethesda is the people that give the detail that we like in a series. The love, it deserves a lot of time, and Stargate would be perfect for a company like that to take over.
Yeah.
Video game wise.
If you never want to get anything done and achieve nothing in your life, play computer games.
Yes. Yes.
And not because they're crap or childish, because they're too damn good.
They're so good.
There's better things to do.
Yeah.
I'm trying to write a book. I've been trying to write a book. The whole life of SciTrek, I've had the story idea, and I'm trying to write this damn book. And all right, I've got a job that takes up my time, and doing videos with you lovely people takes up time. But I could make up that time. If I injected video games into that as well, I have no chance. I've written 2 pages. It's going well.
I was about to say 2 pages.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Yeah. That was months ago. I really need to do that. But I mean,
so now it's 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
No. I haven't touched it for 2 months. But I will at some point. Probably
it was a dark and stormy night.
It was the best of days. It was the worst of days. This sounds familiar somehow. It was the night before Stargate.
You're just making Christmas rhymes in your head already?
Yeah. Well, I take doing this channel, I just take up an awful lot of time.
Well, while we are hanging, might as well talk a little bit about what
there he goes again.
The things on the title screen here. We don't have to talk too long about them, of course, but the Golden Tomatoes, the most important and most prestigious, of course, awards of every year, or just the fun ones that we do like to talk about, because why not? Why not? Dune Part 2 won Best Sci-Fi Movie of the year. The options were, of course, Alien Romulus as well, Furiosa, Mad Max Saga, Molly and Max in the Future, and Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I don't know what Molly and Max in the Future is, but outside of that, Romulus, Furiosa, Planet of the Apes, and Dune are honestly all contentious. Is that?
I think Dune deserves that personally. But God, Alien Romulus is good.
It is. But I think Dune is a little bit better. But yeah, those are definitely the top 2 of the year for sure.
Dune is more grandiose and epic in scale and manages to keep you enthralled and in tune with the story without, just taking you out of it with the grandiosity, which is a difficult feat. So I'm with y'all. I think that's right.
The finale was one of those rare occasions when something builds up to something and it doesn't let you down. It's actually as big and as grand as sort of promised. And that doesn't happen very often. That's quite... And you have a film that makes you go, and don't get me wrong, this is no Matrix or anything like that. It's not a film that come out and go, that's changed cinema forever. But it's a film that you come out and go, that was worth every bloody penny of the £250 ticket cost, or whatever it is now.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's something like that. And by the time you bought popcorn and Coke, but you don't come out going, that did not disappoint. I had high expectations anyway, but it did not disappoint.
Well, that's the thing.
Oh, sorry, go on.
Oh no, just real quick. I don't mean to cut you off. That's the thing when it's like that high of a freaking expectation, and it meets it. It's so rare.
The only thing I would say about both parts is both of them felt a bit like director's cuts. I'd have liked a bit more of a quicker pace, maybe for the cinema release, and then that is the Blu-ray director's cut, which is what they used to. And I don't really do that anymore, but you know what I mean. And that would have been, I think, perfect. But it felt bit long.
Okay.
But that's not really a massive criticism, I'm saying. But I used to like it when they used to do that. I used to like it when they would do a slightly quicker paced version for the cinema. And that was forced on them by executives. Executives going, it's got to be 2 hours. So they would do like a slightly quicker paced film. And then you'd get that director's cut a year or two later that's got all this added stuff in. And I used to love getting that. Oh, we've got the director's cut.
All your different Ridley Scott director's cuts, your Lord of the Rings director's cuts, that kind of deal.
Lord of the Rings is a perfect example, isn't it? They actually went, look, this film can't be 4 hours long. It can't. It's not a fucking Kevin Costner movie. You can't have it. It's not allowed. So then, right, we'll cut it down. And then they drew the director's cut, and I bought the Blu-ray twice. You know, it's like, you just do.
Well, next year is the 25th anniversary, and they have, I think that they have the amount, I think they said they have the amount of footage to make 25-hour cuts of each film if they wanted to.
Oh, wow.
Not film.
Yeah.
Each film. You sure you don't mean 25 hours total?
That is, I'm no. They have literal thousands of hours of this, and it is
but
all...
it'd be 10 times more film. I'm sure they've got thousands of hours, but isn't it thousands of hours of the same thing being filmed and then not liking it and redoing it?
Oh no, there's literal probably dozens of hours of footage of just an extra intro stuff that wasn't included in the first movie. You could make a whole movie about the intro of the first movie with what they shot. It wouldn't be a long movie.
25 hours though per film.
I'm pretty positive.
I could believe 25
I'll Google
hours
it.
Total, because the director's cuts are 12 hours. I could believe it being doubled again, but that would be times 10. It'd be 150 hours.
Yeah.
And I would watch
75
every
hours. But you know, my math was terrible. It'd be 75 hours.
If it makes sense, if it's just random stuff, I wouldn't want to. Yeah. But
just 2 hours of them walking through a glen.
Exactly. I don't really need
walking.
And here's them walking again and again, like
Sam
real time. This is the actual one. They actually did walk through the Shire, and they filmed every minute of it.
Yeah, they actually do the whole bit where what's his name from The Hobbit? The main character. Forgot his name.
Bilbo.
Oh, Bilbo. They do the whole bit with how Bilbo gets from the Shire to where all the elven live, and they follow him. Nothing happens. They just follow him.
Yep.
He just walks.
We were talking about it yesterday. The 50 years of living between Gandalf showing up in the Shire and Frodo actually going to Rivendell will probably be shown, and actually you'll see that it's 50 years.
Yeah.
It's Frodo and Sam cuddling. They're on their hike, and Sam just lifts a leg up, and they just show the whole night's sleep. 8 hours sleep. 8 hours good sleep.
If they did it in character, I'd watch it. I'm
like watching Big Brother. Rings of Power. 25 hours. That can't be right, but okay. Let's see what they do.
But like you said, even with the Dunes that we've gotten with the theatrical cuts, I wouldn't mind longer versions of Dune. I know Denis has said, we're not going to do that. The cuts that you got are the cuts that we're giving. But like Tim Blake Nelson's character in Dune Part 2 got completely cut out. I would have loved to have seen the 10, 13, 15 minute of screen time he was supposed to have. Just changing and adding entire new contextual things, I guess, that will change the thing that you're watching, the film itself. But we'll see. Come on, give us the good stuff.
I think they gave us the good stuff. I think that's the point of an edit. Stuff that doesn't work quite so well.
Give us the extra good stuff. Give us our sprinkles. I like sprinkles.
It depends. Sometimes the extended scenes, it's like, I get why they cut that.
And even with Lord of the Rings, as much as we all love the extended editions, you pacing wise, you can see why a lot of the things are not in there. You would have lost so many people just sitting in the theaters. It would, instead of having those epics that people just fell in love with immediately, you would have had. Oh wait, where are we? Just for the longevity aspect of it.
We're walking.
My butt hurts. I'm going home. That's all.
But before we run into Fallout over here and start talking about TV series, if y'all had to give a second place, just because Dune like legitimately is just so grandiose in scale and story and perfectly does, not perfectly, but very close to perfectly does what it sets out to do. What about these others? If you had to give a second place, would you give it to Romulus, Furiosa, or Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes?
For me,
or Molly and Max?
It's Romulus, but I haven't seen the other three. So I'm not a huge Planet of the Apes fan, so
I'm not a big fan.
I've never even heard of, and I love Mad Max, but I haven't seen Furiosa yet.
It's not very good.
Really? It's still pretty damn great.
I didn't like Furiosa. I didn't like it. I wasn't a fan.
Did some of the CG take you out of it, or what about the story? Because I thought the story was awesome.
No, I didn't like anything about it. I didn't like the pacing. I didn't like. But again, I'm not a big Mad Max fan. I didn't really like Mad Max. They did a couple of years ago. I didn't like the style. I didn't like the story. I love
Fury Road. It's good.
No, I wasn't a fan of Fury Road either. So you might enjoy Furiosa, to be fair. Sorry.
If you love Fury Road, you're gonna really enjoy Furiosa.
I was told Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is really good. I know somebody that worked on it, and they told me it's the best one in the series. But in their opinion, but that doesn't really say a lot to me because I've not watched any of them.
It's the one I'm choosing. I loved Alien Romulus, and I really, really, really enjoyed Furiosa. But Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is one of my favorite sci-fi, I think, movies I've seen in a long time. It was subtle, did a whole lot at the same time while it was subtle. It just world built so much better than I think most movies do. It might have world built. I don't know if it world built as good as Dune, as well as Dune did, just because Dune has so much more to actually talk about and build literal universe aspect wise. But for everything that you see on screen, Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes is amazing.
Oh, yeah, I have been
great story. Some of the best CG. I would love Dune Part 2 to win a bunch of CG and practical and visual effects things. If anyone wins over them, it needs to be Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Those are the only two.
Our mutual friend.
Yes. Oh, yeah? Oh, well, I'm adding another email to the list and gushing like a little schoolgirl here in a few minutes then. It's just so good. But while talking about good sci-fi, let's find our way down here. Shogun makes me so happy.
Yeah, I've still not seen Shogun. I'm going to watch it. I'm going to start watching it tonight.
I have to finish it. I've got like a couple more episodes.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all are going to love it. What episode are you on, Sarah?
It's been I'd have to look. I think I'm over like halfway through it. How many episodes are there altogether? 15?
8 or 10? I think it was 8.
Okay. Yeah, I think I've only got like maybe 2 or 3 episodes more to go.
No, okay. I'm going to start watching it tonight.
Did you enjoy what you had watched though?
Oh yeah, it's like
okay.
Yeah, it was good. It was just beautiful too.
Actually, I need to watch Yellowstone. Actually, I might watch Yellowstone first.
Yeah, get that out of the way because at this point you just need to finish that series because it doesn't end.
Yeah.
I mean, it doesn't end badly, but it's the epic kind of.
Well,
ending.
I've got Paramount for a month. I genuinely don't keep Paramount all the time. I keep it for a month and then, but I've got 31 comes out.
Remember, Yellowstone's Peacock, not Paramount though.
Over here, it's Paramount.
Oh, cool. Oh, okay, nice, sweet, lucky. How can we do our VPN and get everything on one thing?
No, we don't have Peacock here, man.
So, okay, real quick. I guess we just got a couple of chats, I guess, before we jump in here. Denis needs to win Best Director. He wasn't even nominated for Dune Part 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been talking about this multi-year gap. 10 episodes of Shogun. Thank you, Peter. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
And real quick, while Caveman's been away for a little bit, of course. We haven't been able to scream our Captain Caveman for a minute. So what is y'all's guys' take on the new Alien Earth series?
I'm looking really forward. It's the number one thing I'm looking forward to as far as television this year. Yeah. I'm excited. So I wish they would announce a date already.
Yeah.
Just
please.
this year, that's all we get.
They won't announce a date until literally about 2 weeks before.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And they'll announce.
That August.
Did they release like a proper trailer for it, or was that they did? Didn't they? I don't know.
No, just a couple of teasers. They've just released like a longer teaser.
I thought there was like a trailer.
Trailer review. I've not seen a proper trailer. I'll have to have a look for
I don't think I've seen a proper trailer either.
I've seen about 10 minutes, maybe, of the first 2 episodes. Little cuts. It's not enough to get any sort of feel of what it is, sort of thing. But yeah, it's interesting. Okay. For God's sake.
Oh, okay.
So keep cutting me out. I'm the most important person on here.
We got to get the smallest chat so you can still hide right above.
You got to play that 30-second teaser trailer or whatever. You should play it.
Yeah. No, Doc, you'll get demonetized again.
Yeah. The other day we trimmed it out, so it was fine. But I
don't get why you wouldn't want everybody playing your trailers everywhere. That doesn't make sense to me. But whatever.
I wouldn't copyright my trailer.
Well, it's not. I don't think it's that even at this point. Part of it is obviously the spoiler aspect of film nowadays. People are like, oh, well, we don't want to let people tell what's going on or whatever that might be. But it's kind of a good way for you to make a couple extra dollars. If everybody's watching your trailer in their streams and you can copyright it, you immediately take all that AdSense money from them. And you're like, all right, well, that's a couple extra dollars in your pocket. And that helps, I guess, when
they get the
way they do. Yeah.
But it seems like that's the cost of the free publicity or whatever. I mean,
you would think.
Yeah.
Just what we say about this, right? I dug up and it said I just looked, the best sci-fi shows of 2025, right? Of 2024, sorry, ranked by Collider. Number 10, The Outer Range. It's technically sci-fi. Wasn't very good. Bit boring. Number 9, June Prophecy. Number 9.
That should be higher up. That's good.
Yeah, I liked it. It's a bit slow.
Yeah.
Number 8, Skeleton Crew. That deserves to be higher up as well.
That, yeah.
If Ashoka is higher than that, I give up. No, not Ashoka. What's it called? The one
Ahsoka?
No.
Acolyte.
Acolyte. If Acolyte's higher, I'm give up on Collider forever. Resident Alien, the 4th season. Resident Alien. So it's so good.
I should watch that.
It's got really good. The second season went down a bit. It's brilliant again. 3rd season, I think it was. Now was that created by Sheridan Smith? No, Chris Sheridan. I was going to say that was a surprise. I didn't know that. Parasite the Grey, which I didn't see, some Chinese show or Korean show by the looks. Never saw that. Number 5, The 3-Body Problem. I couldn't get through it.
I enjoyed it. It's very brainy, but I like it. I liked it.
Maybe that's why I had a problem with it. It's brainy.
What was the last one? Sorry, say that again. You said 3-Body Problem. Is that right?
That was number 4.
Okay. It was
number 3 was Dark Matter. The other Dark Matter, not the Dark Matter that was on a few years ago that looks like it's going to get a reboot, which was really confusing. The other Dark Matter. John Griffin's Dark Matter is number 3.
Yeah.
Number 2, Silo, season 2. It was good.
Yeah, that is. I gotta watch.
Number 1, The Acolyte. No, I'm joking. Fallout. Number 1 was Fallout.
As it should be.
No, it was The Acolyte, really. Acolyte.
God, it's so bad. Fallout was so good, thankfully.
It wasn't The Acolyte. It was.
Yeah.
You said Acolyte was 3, right?
No, Acolyte wasn't on the list.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Oh, good.
Thank goodness.
Oh.
Any show where 3 lesbians let the universe get them pregnant, I'm not watching. That's too woke even for me.
Don't tell Stormy that.
He loves lesbians, though, doesn't he? He loves them.
He does. I love it.
He was hoping for
because every time he says, he's like, "Where were the lesbians? I didn't see them." Everybody else is like, "It was kind of a real pivotal plot point." Like,
most of
who
the
gives a
films,
shit about that part of it? It was just like, hey, if you're gonna do something fun, but don't destroy the thing that has made the thing for the past 25 years.
Yeah, but you got to remember, most of the films that Stormy watches on the internet have got lesbians in, so he just likes lesbians. There's nothing wrong with that. And there's nothing wrong with lesbianism. I'm all on board with lesbianism, particularly if they let me join in. Sorry, that tickled me. I tickled myself.
Sarah needs her Stargate background so she can put her hand back through there and just start smacking.
That's my favorite stupid thing to say all weekend.
Oh, Keith just brought up a great point. How is Foundations not on that list? Foundation not on that list.
Did it come out this year?
I don't think it was 23, wasn't it?
Oh, was it that's season 2, right? Was that 23?
I haven't watched it, but I thought it was 23.
It might be 23. That might be
what that was. I have seen it, and I thought it was 23. I couldn't believe, it was 23. I couldn't believe that Picard season 3 wasn't on there. And then I had to look at it. I thought, surely that was this year. And I had to look at it, and it wasn't. It wasn't even late 23. It was quite early 23.
Yeah, I thought that was 22.
Where the hell did the last 18 months of my life go? And then I remembered I wasn't very well, and I probably forgot most of it. But I'm still, how quick has that gone by?
Yeah.
10 minutes. That's what happened. When? Yes, my mischievous sense of humor will get me into trouble, which is why I need to emphasize that it was a joke. really, really quickly emphasize. Joke. I've gotten so much trouble for saying silly things and then not emphasizing that was a joke. Please don't get angry at me.
We need a button. Hey, that's something we can program on the Steam Deck, Sarah. We need a button that every time Jay jokes, we have like a Jay jokes sign that just pops up or something.
Yes.
We need a warning sign at the start of everything. Anything that Jay says is to be taken with a sense of. Jay is a fictional character that doesn't have no relation to it.
The opinions expressed on the show.
Not necessarily. Yeah, no, actually, mate, we should get one of those. That's not a bad thing to have. Not necessarily.
A fun little FBI warning kind of deal, like for your movies.
I mean, that would carry more weight if I hadn't started the channel, obviously, but I think everyone knows I'm just being silly. I'm actually quite liberal. I've got liberal views in series, but because I think saying things like that is funny because it's so ridiculous. So, you say, like, if I make a racist joke, I would never be racist about colour or anything like that because it's not funny, but like I made a joke about the Germans or something. Or I hate racists and the French, or things like it's just super because I just think it's so ridiculous. Oh, sexist jokes. I'll make a joke about Sarah, what are you doing on this TV show? Haven't you got a dinner to cook? Or just things like that.
Yeah.
Just silly little things like that. But because it's not even funny. But you know what I mean? It's so ridiculous to say. I think it's quite funny because it's stupid, and anybody that actually believes it is an idiot. But the problem is there are people that believe things like that. There are people that will think, I'm hoping Sarah has made her husband breakfast this morning before coming on this show. Or, why is he letting her? He shouldn't let her. And there are people that think like that.
Yeah.
Or think that generally the French are a problem. They're not. They just stink of garlic. They're not a problem. Parisians are a problem. They are so up themselves, it's not even funny. They're like, we're from Paris. And I'm like, oh, gosh. I'm British. We're better than all of you. But the Parisians actually think they're better. But the rest of France is fine. Probably. I haven't been there. I'm not going to go there. It's France. But if I did go there, it's probably lovely. But I'm not going to.
Can see the new Notre Dame and
no,
there you go.
Not going. If all the French left, I'd go.
If all the French left. Fundraiser for sensitivity training for Jay.
I've done it. I work for the council. I have to do it every few months.
Yeah.
Weren't you like an HR department guy?
Once.
Gee, I wonder why you're not anymore.
Got in trouble. I have been accused of being a racist at work once, and there was an investigation and everything. It was always horrible, and that was because I cracked a stupid joke. I'd had quite long hair and I'd shaved my head like this sort of thing, and somebody called me a skinhead, and I went, "Yeah, I'm going to get a pit bull next and get a load of tattoos and start voting BNP, which is the British National Party over here. So it's like voting Republican over in America." A bit more than that. They are racist. Yeah. So and I just thought that was a funny joke, and a woman accused me of being a white supremacist. I might have then gone white supremacy, woo, something. I'm thinking that was really funny, and she voted. And I said, look, the only way you're actually investigating me here is for even a nanosecond you think I'm a white supremacist, because I've not cut holes in any of my sheets at home and made them into something. No crosses have been burned. I'm like, this is just stupid. Unless you actually think I'm a white supremacist, this is ridiculous. And after I got investigated for it. It's ridiculous. So stupid.
When you walk around with mohawks, things happen.
Yeah, it is going to happen, isn't it?
You know.
I remember being interviewed though, and the bloke interviewing me kept trying to I could say, because I didn't know what I'd been accused of. I didn't even know what I was supposed to have said. And they kept asking me, so what do you think? Do you think racism is all right? And I'm like, well, no, obviously not. It's not. What do you think joking about racism is okay? And I went, well, it depends on the situation. It depends on the context and things like, what I mean? Because you can say something sarcastically, you say one thing, but you mean the opposite. You know what I mean? It's like, or irony, you say something that's ironic. So I said it depends on the context, and he kept pushing it, he wanted me to say that you should never joke about racism, so that when he then finally did tell me what I was accused of, he could basically say you can't, that he had me, sort of thing. And but I stood my ground and went, no, it depends on the context. But it was ridiculous for working for the council. People get
if you can't joke about things. I don't know. I'm not going to say whatever it is right, but
I went
you can't joke about things.
Woo, and she accused me of doing a Hitler salute. I was just like, no, I went woo. But luckily the person I was actually talking to backed me up and went, no, I think he was clearly joking.
They were irony deficient, as Arnold G says. They needed their multi-Loldemans. Yes.
I appreciate these things need to be investigated, but that was 2 weeks of my life because of a silly joke. Because somebody it.
Really? So yeah, no, I guess that's kind of wild.
Mm-hmm.
It is getting worse in this country. That anything you say, you've got to be really careful in text, on tweets and things, because if you say something in humor, you better make sure damn right that it's a joke.
Wait, have you gotten yourself into any more trouble today within the last 10 minutes? Is our next question.
Probably. If you're not listening to everything I've said in the last 10 minutes.
I have. That was where the question came from.
That's the problem.
There's going to be a knock on your door here soon. Is the next question.
But I said repeatedly that it was a joke. So I'm okay. As long as you make out it's a joke, you're allowed to joke. But if somebody gets offended, it has to be investigated. And I'm like, I don't think you've got a right to not be offended. It's that's when it gets silly. He said the French were all stunk of garlic. It's because they do. They put garlic in everything. But it's clearly just a stupid joke. It's like, but yeah, it's just because a joke's stupid doesn't make it any less of a joke. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
sure.
We got a comedian over here, and he said he was told that you can't joke about everything. You can't joke about rape. And he went, yeah, you can. And he went and he joked about rape for about 10 minutes. And it genuinely was really, really funny. I'm not going to repeat any of it, but it was genuinely really funny. But he was making a point that you can joke about anything. it's not a laughing matter in any way, shape, or form. But he was making a point. You can joke about anything. The point is whether it's a good joke or not. And I think that's maybe the thing. And timing is important. 9/11 jokes are fine now, just not at the time. There's a 10-year gap.
Caveman's point it rings true. I don't know if I should bring it up on the screen, but it rings true. Everyone will be upset.
Read
it, but
right.
Well,
can we get through an episode without that word? I don't think so.
No.
Oh, does he say to see you next Tuesday, Wood? I haven't got the comments up.
No. It's not even safe to talk about a certain variation of plug without somebody getting upset.
Oh, yeah, no, so we joke about that and we've had comments. It's ridiculous. We're being silly. It's like, how boring would the show be if we were just sensible? But I wonder what like shows like Midnight Edge or something like that, something that is a bit more, a bit more left wing, whatever, or right wing, whichever wing it is, whichever way around. And they must get so much shit.
The middle wing.
I don't know why I'm picking on Midnight Edge. It's just I watched a video of those earlier, so it's just in my head. But you know what I mean? Those more aggressive YouTube channels. We're just being silly. But we will get a letter at some point. I got we did get, but very early on in the SciTrek universe, we did get a warning letter from the RSPCA. Yeah, I got an email. So the RSPCA in the UK is the Royal Society for Protection of Cruelty to Animals. I made a joke about punching a badger, right? So I can't remember why. It was a thing, and I was telling a story about this once. I was climbing this hill because I used to trek all over the place. So I was running, but I hit a hill, so I just climbed the hill, something. And I got to the top, and there's a fucking badger up there, and he's like this, right? And he went for me, and in the story I said I punched the badger. I didn't. I went, oh shit! I ran away from the badger because badgers are just like muscle, and they're low, so they really go for the ankles. But this guy was in my face. He was going for my face, like, but they make a noise like this, like that, right? And that was the part. So I said I punched the badger. I got a letter from the RSPCA saying that joking about animal cruelty is not funny and that I shouldn't, and they had a complaint. I said I punched a badger. Come on. Yeah.
Cruelty to Stormy. Wasn't Stormy was an owl, wasn't he? Stormy was the owl. Matt was the badger. What the hell? I don't remember what I was, but of course, Jays are a great gopher.
Yeah. Well, exactly. Nobody's complaining about that. We haven't got gophers in this country, though, so I think I'm okay. I just emailed them back and went, "Are you effing kidding me?" And I never heard anything back. But yeah.
Have the RSPCA ever watched stand-up comedy? Doesn't sound like it.
Well, it wasn't really funny. I was just telling a story, and I wasn't really telling it in humor. Somebody mentioned something about that, and I went, "Yeah, badgers are vicious." Climbed it, and then I just sort of went, "That's not it wasn't funny. It wasn't, but it was clearly, obviously, not real." I think I was thinking, that you're supposed to punch sharks if they attack you. You sort of punch them in the nose.
Oh, like the nose,
Punch it in the nose.
Yeah, I think you're supposed to.
Yeah, but I didn't.
Just a nice little punch
a badger. Yeah, I slapped a Chuckle Brother once. I didn't get any letters from the Chuckle Brother Society saying don't joke about that. You have no idea what a Chuckle Brother is. I do, and I punched one in the face. So all our British fans, first one to say me to you in the comments wins a prize. You have no idea what I'm talking about. It's so good.
No, David made a good point. If it's not a good, it's not if it's not a good joke or not. It's how people take it. Know your audience always.
Yeah.
But also sometimes you don't know who's just lurking in the comments as well. That's a whole different animal sometimes. Closer to a bad.
Most people are complaining just because they want to. A lot of people complain just because they want to. But people won't write things down when they like something. They write things down when they're annoyed. I talked about this in my last video, my Star Trek video the other day. That's why comments are 90% or something ridiculous of comments are negative, because that's when people get, oh, I don't like this, I must tell somebody. If you like something, you just go, oh, that was good, and watch the next thing. But a lot of people want to hurt some cactus. It does, to be fair. It hurts to do other things to a cactus as well.
That it may.
Yeah.
But
I'm being a little bit dirty there, obviously. A little bit. But actually, to be fair, it hurts to do anything to a cactus, so don't do it.
Unless you drink the magic juices of the cactus, then you're going to be wandering around the desert doing some fun things for a few hours.
You have to shave the cactus first, though, don't you? With shaving foam and everything.
Highly suggested. You know?
Yeah.
Am I that much of a caveman? I got to shave the goatee a little bit again. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
Anyway, the top 5 series, go back to that a sec, because we wandered. We wandered.
Did we?
We did. We wandered. Doctor Who?
Yeah, of course Fallout wins this, because I don't think anybody watched Supercell, and I don't think it got enough acclaim either to almost even be on this list. But Doctor Who and Silo Season 2, and as much as Silo Season 2 might have the acclaim, it's only there for the acclaim.
Good. Silo Season 2 is really, it's better than the first season.
But Doctor Who and Supercell did those. They didn't get views, but they didn't get good ratings either. I didn't think so.
Well, Silo Season 2 on because it's on Apple and nobody watches Apple.
Well, Doctor Who and Supercell. But Silo Season 2 at least got good ratings, right?
Yeah, I'm sure it did well for Apple. But until they bring back Ted Lasso, nobody's watching Apple. And for God's sake.
Okay.
Yeah, it's the new Doctor Who. I don't get that at all. That's a nonsense. Boys Season 4 is one of the weakest seasons of the Boys, but it's
probably
the list. But I mean, no, it's one of those things that nothing deserves to be on that list. It was not a good year for sci-fi. Really?
I'm waiting for him to actually read it.
I can't read it. I'm leaning over really far. I'm only typing. Okay, do it again. Go again.
The comment was literally to do that. It was saying like, "Oh, I have to go back up to
make Jay stand to the one said you."
Uh-huh.
Was that Dave by any chance? I couldn't.
No, that was Mike.
Right, I was leaning so far over, I couldn't like look up to see the screen.
What the hell is it saying? Yeah, no, they just don't make sense. Those are all the weakest. I feel like the weakest sci-fi shows outside of Silo and Fallout that we've seen all year.
It was not a good year for sci-fi. I don't think so, mate. Like, look at the so forget
we got good sci-fi movies.
Just series of last year, right? So series in 2024. What we got? The Three-Body Problem, which was good, but it's very much
that should be on there over those though.
But yeah, it was very much a specific kind of show. Fallout, Dark Matter, which wasn't very good. The Acolyte. June was very good and big. There's the Walking Dead prequel series thing, or Parasite series, whatever it was. Scavenger's Reign, Silo, Supercell, Terminator Zero. Was that an animated? It must have been animated.
Yeah, it was an anime as well.
Yeah, it says Stranger Things, but the Stranger Things series didn't come out this season. Surely that was last year. Surely
that was 2 years ago.
Yeah, The Ark, which wasn't great, but it was okay.
Is that a new arc or that same arc?
Star Trek Lower Decks. I know that's animated, but it's still a sci-fi show. It's not a good year for sci-fi. Really not. And Doctor Who.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Well, some of the things that we got were good, but the vast majority didn't excite us too much. At least the last 2 years, we've gotten Alien Romulus, we've gotten the Creator, and we've gotten a few movies that have kind of moved the nail, I guess, or moved the ball.
I think there's actually been a couple of good sci-fi movies. Let's have a look at sci-fi movies 2024. Obviously, we've got June, but just going to go a bit wide.
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Easy. It's fantastic.
But I mean, go back into 2023. We've had things like Prey, and things like that have been genuinely good films. We've had a few Netflix movies and things that have been good. We did get Megalopolis as well. Venom. Oh, Borderlands, Spaceman, Rebel Moon.
Oh, Melvin, thank you. Godzilla -1.
Godzilla, the New Empire as well, though.
That?
Atlas was quite good. It was okay. It was a bit of a, it was just a popcorn, I'm never watching this again movie, but I quite enjoyed it.
That's the Jennifer Lopez one, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Wild Robot, which we mentioned.
Futurama was better than most of those things on that list. Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I'm just going through them now.
Howdy, Tony.
Time Out, didn't hear that. Slingshot, did kind of watch that.
Oh yeah.
No, it's not been a good year for sci-fi all around, really. There's a few, highlights, but as a genre, it's not great because that's just too expensive to make at the moment. I think people are a bit scared. But Rebel Moon, oh god. Subservience with
It wasn't great. It wasn't completely. I don't know. I thought it was okay.
It's just not a good year.
Got a good cast of actors. I don't know if any of those actors bring their best performances, but they all got paid.
I feel like 2023 was a better year for TV shows, but was it for movies?
No. We because even the fun movies from 2023 were Prey and things like that almost ended up being more TV film.
Yeah.
Where this year we truly got our blockbusters. We had The Creator last year, but not enough people went to go see it.
That was good.
That was pretty good.
Flash movie. Oh god.
That was horrible. I'm not even watching that.
It's really not the worst comic book movie, but they do a few atrocious things in it that just take you out of it, and you can't pay attention to the story at hand. You don't care to even pay attention to the story at hand by the end of the first act of the movie.
Oh, Quantumania came out in 2023 as well. Actually, this is not going to be a great year either. Shazam. Oh my god, there's some shit films, isn't there? Last year had some terrible movies as well. So Shazam.
I like the first Shazam movie.
The first Shazam's pretty good. The second
it may be my favorite DC.
I still got to see Meg 2 because I like the Meg. Quantumania was not good. Let's have a look. The new Hunger Games, that prequel was not good.
Yeah.
Godzilla -1 was brilliant. The Last Sentinel with Kate Bosworth, whatever her name is, was okay, I suppose. Aquaman, terrible. Flash, terrible. Blue Beetle, terrible. Transformers: Rise of the Beast was good. Simulant, I didn't watch. Adam Driver's 65, I actually quite enjoyed.
I had so much fun with that. It's not a great movie, but it is a solid ass B movie. I don't know another way to describe it.
That's the perfect way to describe it. It's a good B movie. It deserved more than it got. I actually think if it had been anyone else but Adam Driver, I don't think Adam Driver is a particularly actor that can really hold a movie on his own. Myself.
Oh, I think he's great. I just don't know if he's a box office draw, truly.
Yeah, that's what I mean. I don't think he can carry a movie on his own. I think he's a great actor. I just think it's his look or whatever. I don't know what it is. He doesn't feel like an A-list movie star sort of thing.
Is it almost... I don't know if this is a good, not metaphor or trying to explain away or something like that, but he is and was like not a highly decorated, but a Marine for many years. maybe that's just kind of like, oh, I don't need to be the one in charge. He wasn't like a commanding officer, if I remember correctly, either. Maybe he's just literally used to saying, all right, give me my marching orders and let me go. And that doesn't necessarily lead into, I got to lead the troops at the same time,
65 is one of those films. I can imagine Will Smith starring in 65, say 5 years ago, and it being a massive hit.
Almost in the same vein as like an I Am Legend from back in the day. Not back in the day, but 15, 20 years ago.
It's just sometimes you can see an actor in a role, and I'm like, yeah, it's Will Smith. I've done all day. If you got Will Smith to do that, it'd be a massive hit. But yeah, it's actually a very enjoyable movie. It's very good. I will watch it again. But yeah, no, we haven't had a great year. So what was the best sort of TV shows of 2023 then? Sorry, just bear with me. La, 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 la.
Well, we said Will Smith. Are y'all intrigued with I Am Legend 2 coming out this year?
No.
Or is that like, why are you doing this?
It does feel like a why are you doing this? There was always supposed to be a sequel, there wasn't there? It was always supposed to be years later.
And then they chose to do the theatrical ending they chose instead of allowing everything to continue.
When did Sarah's background change?
Yeah.
You missed it.
You're just not noticing.
We're trying to talk about aliens and
Yeah.
Xenomorph came in to say howdy real quick.
Yep.
2023 was a mixed bag for television shows as well. Where's she gone?
Mm.
There she go. Oh, don't do that to me, Sarah.
Anyway, I gotta go, you guys. I'm gonna have to leave in a couple minutes here, but
no problem.
We are at our hour and a half mark. You want to call it a day? The what?
But just quickly go through the series of 2023, right? Just to compare.
Yeah, do that.
Okay.
First season of
And then
Silo,
maybe what we watch this week and hop out.
The Last of Us, Monarch, which was a great Secret Invasion. What else? What else was good?
The worst thing ever, Secret Invasion.
Yeah, that was it. And there would have been Star Trek Picard season 3, Strange New Worlds season 2. That's about it. Not a good season. But anyway, what have we been watching?
I Am Legend 2, Will Smith slaps another star.
Yeah.
It's great.
I'm watching, continuing to watch Star Trek. I need to finish Silo. What else am I watching? I mean, just finished Skeleton Crew. So,
I like Skeleton Crew.
I'm doing a watch through of Firefly because I haven't watched that in a while. So,
I like Sarah. Sarah's a good person. Harris, you can fuck off. Sarah, you're welcome back. No, he has. Well, you've watched it now, haven't you? To be fair, you have watched it now, so you're all right.
Harris watched it. Yeah, he's watched it.
Yeah.
One. Anyway,
there's basically two.
I guess I got to think about
people that love Firefly and everyone else that can fuck off and die.
Yeah.
And that's.
I love some Firefly. I've only watched it the once. I need to go again.
Yeah, you need to watch it again. You need to watch it once a year. Yeah.
I think it will end up being one of those. Scavengers Reign and Firefly might be my back-to-back yearly sci-fi. Just ham it out real quick.
Yeah. I'm not watching anything sci-fi at the moment. I've started watching Leverage again. So I'm about halfway through the first season of Leverage. So I'm binging that at the moment. But I did watch Highlander too. Did I explain the plot to you? It's mental. So they're all aliens.
Mini aliens.
Yeah. From a different planet. Yeah, I did watch that. Like I said, I just wanted to see if it was as bad as I remember, and it really was.
It really was.
Much worse. Much worse. God, it's a bad.
It sounds so bad. Like I have to watch it now.
Yeah. And I did watch Romulus, and obviously I finished watching Skeleton Crew as well. That had a decent end. I was happy with the end. It was all right. I like Skeleton Crew. I'm looking forward to the second season.
Yeah, the end wasn't anything spectacular. It was fine.
It was just sort of what was expected. I thought it was okay.
Yeah.
Didn't let me down.
Nope.
Didn't you watch anything else?
Well, it didn't blow my top off, but it didn't let me down either. And at no point did I get angry like I did in a couple of parts of season 3 of Mandalorian, where I was doing, like, I'm doing a fucking video on that. A stupid. None of that happened. How about you? What you've been watching, sir? Quickly, so Sarah can go.
Finished Creature Commandos, of course. Finished Skeleton Crew. Caught up on Landman and Lioness. So finished most of my Taylor Sheridan programming on Paramount over there. I think that's it. Outside of some movies. Outside of movies on... I'm trying to think. Is he grabbing the catheter?
No, I was just watching it.
No.
Like inching away.
I scooted over so you could see my xenomorph, and then
I thought you were trying to inch away so you could leave.
I don't think I went to the freaking movie theater this week. I think that was everything I've seen.
Is there anything out this week to even go see? I don't know. I don't think there is.
Yeah, my roommate went to go see Wolfman, I think 2 days ago, and said it was pretty good. It's the same, I guess, crew that made The Invisible Man a few years back. That
was surprising.
Really good.
I saw the trailer for that.
This one's supposed to, it sounds really cool. It's supposed to go on a little bit longer than you want to, but the whole wolf transformation is the movie's plot. Like it sounds really intriguing, but I can see how it goes on too far, where you're almost following the husband and the family of the husband becoming the Wolfman, and you're in, I don't know if it's his point of view or what, but you're watching him lose his senses further and further and heighten and lessen depending on what becomes more wolf-like, more human-like, so on and so forth. And the transformation, I'm assuming, is the climax, if I had to guess,
The werewolf movie peaked with Dog Soldiers and has never come close to that genius.
No.
Ever again.
Didn't they make a werewolf movie that was a spin-off of Underworld or whatever?
They made 2 or 3. So we had Underworld, we had Rise of the Lycans, we had Underworld 2 and 3.
Rise of the Lycans.
I think that's it. Rise of the Lycans.
Rise of the Lycans is the prequel. That's the technical spin-off. It's the only one without Kate Beckinsale. But they hired the actress that looked as much like Kate Beckinsale as physically possible that they could find. And
who was also in Boston Legal, and her first job was as Lara Croft.
Oh, no shit. That's awesome.
She was the official Lara Croft model. So whenever she didn't appear in any games, but all promotional work was her. British actress. Brilliant. She was in, stunningly beautiful. But she's a great actress.
Yeah.
And that's not even me doing it. She's actually a very good actress.
Yes.
She was a model. She became an actress. She's very good at it. I like
Underworld. Those are my cheesy kind of pleasures too. I own every single Underworld movie, and I love every single Underworld movie. And
Underworld 2, you see Kate Beckinsale's boobs. Sorry. I'm sorry.
The Underworld movies aren't great, but they're so much fun. They're so much fun.
Excited, are we?
First Underworld
Look
movie.
at the topic of the day.
First Underworld
Fallout and boobs.
Yeah, movies. The first Underworld movie.
Hoping for a Fallout. Anyway, never mind.
Combine the two.
Hoping for them to fall out is what anyway. But anyway, that's what he is hoping for. Not mine, just Kate Beckinsale, I guess.
I think we should end it with Sarah telling the last dad joke of the day there.
I put a hole for myself, but I'm not. Anyway.
Yeah. And who's going to have the most complaints against them? Sarah.
He's stealing my joints. That's what's going on. Damn cats. Anyway.
How's the fires quickly before you go? Are they settled down now?
Oh, honestly,
Sarah, you can go if you want. We'll just.
Yeah. We don't want to keep you out. Tell Howdy Brett for us.
Bye.
Toodles. Are we getting to the darker and dirtier humor? Did we ever not?
Yeah.
We started a stream with decapitated babies less than a month ago. What do you? If we're ready to jump into this thing.
That was a personal high.
I just rewatched that stream. Within a week and a half, I cracked myself up. There was little the what?
It's just, but I remember seeing that news report, and like I say, I'm not telling the story again. So if you didn't watch the stream, I'm not repeating it. But I remember watching things and going to work and telling people how I'd seen this funny news report, and people just looking at me like, "What is wrong with you?" And I'm just like, "I don't know."
I'm trying to figure it out.
If you can explain it to me, that'd be great. Yeah, there is something wrong with me.
I think it was either the beginning of last week or the end of the week before it, but it cracked me up because I went through the 3 videos I think that we've had that are the funniest as of recent were that the cat stealing the damn joint behind me, and then that same day I was just exhausted, and I was watching a longer, I think 2 or 3 episodes of Star Trek that day or something, and by the second episode of Enterprise, I think it was like 38. No, it was 32 minutes in there or something like that because I had to rewatch about the last 9.5 minutes because you just see me go. And you see me try to wake myself up. I move around a little bit, do some stuff, and then at one point my head just goes.
Yeah.
And for 10 minutes, the entire thing is just.
One of our very early videos on SciTrek was a guy with a video called Spencer who fell asleep on the stream. Passed out. He didn't fall asleep, he passed out.
Yeah, y'all were drinking, right?
He was drinking red wine by the pint and we didn't realize. I didn't know that's what he was doing. So he was hammered and he'd drawn trill markings on his face using a permanent marker. He was so good. So the video starts with me going, Spencer, tell the people what you've done. But what I didn't know was he was already drunk by that point. I didn't realize. And then he just passed out. And Stormy was on it. I think I went to the loo or something. I just come back going, Stormy was there going, Spencer? Spencer? My favorite thing in the world to do, though, is to break Stormy. That's all I'm ever trying to do is break Stormy. Last week it was talking about fire tornadoes, and I said, I think Satan was just born, and I just broke him.
That was great.
I was so happy. Just saw in the corner of my eyes Stormy breaking up. But anyway, now how are the fires? How are things going?
Oh yeah, the actual fire tornadoes. The last 48 hours, I would say 36, I guess, including today. As I feel like a new leaf has turned. The whole town. The last 3 or 4 days. I think I've told you it's been mostly clear. As long as the wind doesn't shift, there's not really smoke. You don't really see glows of fires or anything anymore. 2 days ago, one of our buddies was flying back in town. I think he went to Salt Lake for the day or something like that. Not the old Mormon roommate. People just go to the Mormon country every now and then for some reason. I don't know. But he was taking a flight in and out of LA, and on the way in, he took a picture of the Palisades fire. On the way out, he took a picture of the Eaton fire. You don't see any fire at all from the skies. So it looks like everything has been completely wiped out at this point. It's just embers and smoke, and if the winds catch up, something could happen.
Yeah.
But I'm assuming everyone's been a little bit cautious at this point and watering down houses and everything else they can if the wind picks up. I think we're mostly prepared. I did check last night. I have not checked this morning. So while we're right here, might as well.
What did Los Angeles do to annoy God, do you think? What did Los Angeles not do to annoy God is maybe a better question. It's been doing it pretty much for 100 years.
Do you ask the religious sense of people or the not religious sense? Those are two very different answers. One would say, I don't know. And the other would say, everything.
Everything. Yeah. Debauchery. All the actors' houses have been burned down, and the producers, the executive producers, you do, because you know who you are. They all got burned down. I wonder Harvey Weinstein's house is.
Yeah. I wonder if he's still alive in prison. Is he still alive? Didn't he? He didn't die.
Yeah, he's being released, isn't he? Hasn't he been found innocent? Some of his stuff's been overturned, I think.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, what the hell? Oh, wow. Wait.
It's just on fire then.
So I don't know why this is all a red flag warning now. I guess the winds may have picked up. It doesn't seem too windy looking out the window. But the Eaton fire is now 81% containment. It was at 73 last night, so that's really nice. That's good. Almost dead. And that was the 14,000. This is the one that's the size of Boston, and it's just over 50%. It was at 48, I think, yesterday, last time I looked. So that's good. Much, much better. And everything else is out. None of the other fires are even showing anymore. So that is good news. Back to hopefully normality now. Because the last 36, 48 hours have kind of been, are we good? Are we good? You know, it's kind of now that we can unpack our cars just in case. You don't need a go bag. Like, we're set. Winds are all right.
Rain, didn't you? That's what you need. You need a
rain would be one
downpour of rain.
The only bad part, the second we get rain, think about the mudslides that could happen. That is my only worry about that.
Okay, just need a shower. Just get a shower.
Just a few sprinkles, please. Before we get rain,
we call it piddling down. You need it to piddle down.
Yes, please. That would be nice.
Yeah.
A little piddle paddle before we get some actual rainfall. So the rest of the house rain slide out.
Yeah, you just need that really light rain that's almost like a haze. It's almost like thick fog or so that it just soaks you. You think it's barely raining, but it just soaks you to the bone. That's what you need.
Yeah,
for that half hour.
Where you just wake up, you're like, oh, that was a heavy dew this morning. It wasn't. It was just a little slight sprinkle.
Just piddle down for half an hour. That's all you need.
Please.
Yeah. We actually had a forest fire not far from me last year, and I'm like, how? But I actually walked over because it's a volcanic chase by me. I actually walked over there and it was like maybe a football field, and that made the news.
I mean, the football field could
pretty small.
Change a lot of damage though if they get some fire wind going.
It's one of the largest areas of natural beauty in the country. It's massive. Definitely one of the largest inland anyway. But it's a huge area, and it was a couple of football fields at most that burned, and it was weird. It was all black, and because I walked through it, I'm like, oh god, it is weird. But you walk in and you walk through it, you get 2 minutes, you're out the other end.
Yeah.
It didn't spread very far, but yeah, that was about the worst we got. And like I said, that made the news. Forest fire in Cannock Chase. I'm like,
fires are weird because it's something that you almost want to keep your eyes on, but also if you have your eyes on them, you might want to get the hell out of Dodge at the same time. But hey,
no, it's how quick they can move when the wind's blowing as well. It's like,
oh yeah,
it doesn't look like a big fire as well. The thing is that like, with forest fires, they can whip up to as much fuel, or they can be sort of like just tickling along, and then they hit a fuel source and they go, and they can go really quick. Anyway, all right, mate. Well, you're all right. That's the main thing. Mel Gibson lost his house, so how's he ever going to afford to rebuild it?
Fingers crossed.
Three Little Pigs teach you people nothing. You build a house out of brick. You don't build it out of wood. If you build a house out of wood, it burns to nothing.
Well, see, that's the thing. It's all built out of brick now, but it was all built out of brick on top of the wooden houses from 80 years ago. And them suckers lit up like a tinderbox. So,
yeah.
Well.
Yeah, Three Little Pigs. That's the moral of that tale. All right, I mean,
it even brings the wind into the part of the story. Who knew they were that detailed?
Who knew the wind would be such a... It never even occurred to me. They kept going on about the winds. So I'm like, why they keep going about the wind? They said hurricane strength winds. It's like, are you effing kidding me?
Yeah, in category 2 or 3, I believe. It was insane.
You could understand why it was a problem then when they realised it was that bad. I'm like, anyway, how do you like my new camera position? I've changed my system is now wall mounted.
I like it. I like it a lot. It's clear, and you can see you're clicking the higher quality picture as well.
Yeah, I'm going to raise this up, and then so you can see the third thingy, I think, and then that will be where my Millennium Falcon goes down there when I finally start to build it. I got through to. I have a complaint about blue bricks actually. I've been so happy with my blue bricks models. These are all blue bricks.
Yeah.
My Klingon bird of prey.
Oh.
I got so far, and then I've realised there's a bag missing. All right, so one of the bags is missing. So I'll show you how far I've got.
Oh, it's like a full wing? Oh, half
part of
the
the
wing.
wing. So, but how cool! It's the coolest model I've got as well. I freaking love this model. It's so ace.
The coloration on it's great too.
And the wings go up and down, which just makes me very happy. Right. So, because they do in the real bird of prey, they can go up and down something. So, 2 weeks, I emailed them 2 weeks ago, and I've still not even had a response. I am not impressed. So now I've sent a complaint, and they better respond to that.
They better respond.
But my problem is they've discontinued this, so I'm a bit worried they're not going to have a bag to send me. So they better add it. I will be gutted if I can't finish this model.
Oh, because those discontinued pieces, I can just assume.
They might not have them.
They've sold so much for too much already.
It's whether they've got. They might not. They physically might not have them to send me. That's what I'm worried about. So I'll get a refund or whatever. I better get a fucking refund, but I don't want a refund. I want to finish my Lego model. You know, it's like my Blue Bricks model, so I'll be gutted. I will be absolutely gutted if I can't. But that's the thing that's annoyed me. It's been 2 weeks and I've still not had an answer. Not even a response to say, you know, we're looking into it or nothing.
It's like, don't y'all have some big expensive department you pay for that? You think so?
I'm impressed. I know they're not a massive company.
They're not Lego.
I think I'd have had an answer by now, but it's Blue Bricks. It's a smaller company. But
is Blue Bricks older than Lego or younger?
I think it's younger. I don't think they've been going that long.
Okay.
Yeah, but it's also a German company. Where's the efficiency? I mean, I thought these people are supposed to be efficient.
You can build cars like no other. What happened to the bricks?
But I don't want to start my Millennium Falcon until I've finished my Klingon Bird of Prey. So I'm a bit. I am a big kid at heart.
We all are. But that makes sense, because if you can't have assurance that you're going to have all the pieces and everything, it's like, okay, maybe before I jump into this next project, send me the shit I need, please.
Yeah,
please.
Well, that's what I'm a bit worried about the Millennium Falcon, because it's a massive set, and I didn't buy. I cheapskated it, so I found a set that's like 170 quid or something. The Lego version, which is supposed to be the same, is like 700 quid. And I thought, I'm not spending 700 quid on a Lego set. I'm not. I can't do that. But the first thing my son said was, you might not have all the pieces. And I'm like, shit. And if I haven't got all the pieces, I've got no way to get more. So I would have to try to buy them individually off Lego or something. You know what I mean? There's no way to get more pieces. So I think
you can 3D print them if you know anybody close with a 3D printer. But that's a whole different animal. Because that means you have to figure out logistics, and
I'd have to fudge things. As long as it's not pieces that are like desperate, you can fudge sometimes. But some lad did say to him as well, it's instead of spending 700 quid, you might have wasted 170 quid. So I'm almost a little bit nervous to build the thing in case I, get so far and can't build anymore. Because that's hours. That's 4 or 5 hours. This Millennium Falcon, though, is going to be
weeks.
It'll be building. It'll be 100 hours or something silly. It'll be loads. It's like, it's about 15,000 pieces or something silly.
Good.
So it's the box is it's an enormous box. It weighs a ton. This box is just full of Lego. So it's going to be massive when it's done. It's the model is honestly, it's what you've seen them. They're like this big sort of thing. They're huge. So I'm just hoping everything's there. But he reckons it's a pirate copy. So
oh no.
So I'm hoping not. But
do it all in live. You'll love it. And that way people can enjoy your frustration just in case.
Hours. I've built Lego Live before when I started building this.
Oh, that's right.
I started building this on the charity stream.
Mm-hmm.
It arrived during the charity stream, so I got it out and started messing around with it on the charity stream.
That was fun. That was good. Not time killer, but something good. Just you could talk and have something to do with your hands the whole time.
You don't see what I'm doing with my hands.
Well.
The only thing is, it'd be nice to have a model that isn't grey. So that'll be.
That's why whenever you pulled out the green Klingon one, it was like, all right, well, that's got some good coloration to it, just because all the others look amazing, but starships can be kind of sterile. So it's fun whenever there's that, like.
It's going to end up being like just no wing. I'll have to like finish the top and just sort of like put it.
Yeah,
like
face it that direction.
So you can't see that the other wing's missing. So depressing. But how cool is that going to look up there with that?
That'll look cool. Have you thought about maybe grabbing some string and dangling them?
Yeah, my mate said that. I think I'd be worried. They're quite heavy. This thing weighs a ton.
Well, you also want to make sure you get it at the right points and it doesn't just collapse under string as well, I guess.
But it's really heavy. That'd look cool. The 302 would look cool, I think.
Oh, that would look really cool.
But yeah, my pal said that. I want to do something. I want to have the Enterprise sort of at a bit of an angle, a bit of like up sort of thing. I think it would look cool like that. But that is weak as hell at the neck. It's so weak.
Yeah.
I broke it moving it. When I set up this and I just moved it, the neck came off. You can't touch it. It's so weak. But it would be though, because I mean that is really heavy. So I mean it's such a. We'll talk about this when we talked about the Enterprise designs. It's such a stupid design for a starship. The engines are incredibly. The cells up to the warp engines are really weak, but the neck is horrendous, and that's
it's so top heavy.
Still. Yeah, well, yeah, it is really top heavy, but yeah, the saucer section's insanely heavy, and most of it's glued and it's still broke. But yeah, this is fine, but it's got loads of pointy bits that break off occasionally if you mess with it. That's quite fragile as well, to be fair. So no, I wouldn't want to.
And you don't want to walk into the room in the middle of the night and just poof into the middle of a Star Trek ship. No.
My only thing is I don't quite know what I'm going to do once I've built the Millennium Falcon. If I want to keep building models, I don't know where I'm going to put them. So I've seen one that I want to build. It's the starship from is it the Sulaco? What's it called? It's the starship from Aliens. But it's also got a drop ship that comes out of it at the side. Drop ship comes out, and then inside the drop ship there's a tiny little tank that comes out. So I was like, that's so cool.
The Nostromo, that's it.
So I might get that. But the Millennium Falcon is going to take me till I'll be building that till next Christmas probably. So we'll see. But it's so relaxing, so chilled, man. But, yeah, it's where do I start putting them once I've done that?
Yeah. I'm having the same struggle with cards right now, which I just realized I was gonna just fiddle with my hands while we were talking and then sleeve some cards, but nope, too bad. Too late.
Well, so the other thing is, it's finding shelves that are deep enough. Oh. These shelves are, I think they're 60 centimeters deep. I think that's right. Most shelves aren't. Most shelves are sort of like book depth, aren't they? So like maybe 30 centimeters. And
you don't get that full, yeah.
You can't. They wouldn't fit.
No.
Millennium Falcon is 80 centimeters wide. So that'll still struggle to fit on one of these shelves. It'll stick out a bit, sort of thing.
Yeah, it'd have to be on the top or something.
Yeah. So, it took me ages to find these shelves that were deep enough. It properly was. So, I mean, I wish I bought two really, so I'd have somewhere to build the next lot, sort of thing. But start again. But yeah, it took me forever to find this. But yeah, what I think I might do next is I'll build a shelf above it, and then some more models will go up there. But I'll build something to put them on, sort of thing. I think will be my next thing, so I can get a couple more models up. But
Blue Brickception over there.
Yeah, Blue Brick should really crack on because I don't think they realise that I've got loads of people to talk to and I can moan about them. Yeah. I've brought them quite a lot in this. Actually, they should be more grateful, fuckers. But
maybe they need an English-speaking interim or intern or something that just kind of helps them out a little bit, because that could actually be part of the problem. They are like a very, very German company, so I don't know if they even have an English-speaking
Yeah,
sure they have something.
The guy that contacted me from them when they were thinking about, they offered to sort of like for us to advertise, and they offered to send me some models and stuff, but then they just didn't. But I think I might have asked for too much. I went, "Oh, you're going to send me some models? Brilliant!" I might have got a bit greedy.
It might happen.
Yeah, but I thought, send me the Prometheus, and send me the thing, and send me the but yeah. So he was English, whoever he was I was speaking to, or spoke English. I spoke to him on the phone the once, and it seemed all right. But yeah, they obviously changed their minds.
Aye.
But,
Tony, the Sulaco, Nostromo's from the first film. I
didn't think Nostromus. That
didn't sound right either. It was just autopilot and conversation. Just the
I
first
was pretty close with what I said. What did I say? Saranto or something? Sulaco.
That was Google. Google screwed us on that one.
I think you put in the wrong thing that screwed us on that one. I was going to say when you said it, I was like, okay, I just believed you, but it didn't sound right. But anyway, it's time to say goodbye.
Let's do it. Let's call it a day. Thank y'all. Appreciate y'all. We will see you soon. What do we have this week coming up? Oh, we very well. I will let you know within the next 24 hours or not if we decide to do this. I have to just ask a couple of questions and see if people are available. But the 29th is not looking like Sarah would be available for a Stargate Outpost. So we were talking yesterday that we might do a Stargate Outpost this Wednesday and do a charity stream for Stargate Universe that we've, of course, planned for a little bit. Maybe try to get some other people to come on board. And while these fires still need a little love to be rebuilt and everything, let's kind of lean towards that. Keep it topical, of course, while it's going on, and we'll try to get some extra friends of SciTrek to come hang out with us and watch a little Stargate Universe, and we'll have some trivia games, etc., etc. Plan some stuff out. If you'd like to see anything from that, y'all holler and let us know what you'd like to see. And besides that, we'll keep you posted. Yeah?
Yeah, I'm in Wednesday. Week. It's my birthday on the Monday. We could do something then if you want to do as well.
Tomorrow, Monday?
No, a week on Monday.
Okay.
27th, my birthday.
The Aquarians.
I'm an Aquarian. Oh, yes, a water carrier.
Me too.
Oh, when's yours?
The 9th, February. Chazz is February 10th.
Aquarians. Yeah. But yeah, that'd be good. We could do something then.
Yeah.
Anyway. All right, mate.
Adios, and love y'all. See y'all. Have a great day.